Hello, everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I'm going to be talking about some January new releases. So I have a couple of I have a couple middle grade. I think, a couple maybe young adult, and the rest are adults. But I don't really have a whole lot, so this shouldn't be a very long video. I almost didn't do it, but because I'm kind of behind, but the ones that I'm actually going to talk about don't come out yet. So I figured I'd go ahead and put them on here because they could be interesting to somebody. So let's get into it. Okay, so for this video, what I'm going to be doing is I've got all of these on Goodreads tab, and I'm just going to show you each one of them on Goodreads while I'm down in the little corner. I'm hoping you'll be able to see everything fairly decent. Um, Let me know. You can always give me your feedback, what you think of it. Do you like this style or not? Um, it's a lot easier for me because then I don't have to add all these pictures to my phone. That's kind of how I'm trying to make this a little bit easier on myself. I have realized that I don't think like the picture quality of my laptop is as good as my phone, but I'm hoping these will be entertaining enough that you will enjoy them. So the first one I have is Cinderella and the Beast, or Beauty and the Glass Slipper by Kim Bussing, and this one is the Princess Swap #1. And it says, what would happen if Cinderella found herself in the Beast Castle and Beauty woke up in some evil stepmother's home? Fairy Tales meets Freaky Friday in this series where there's a magical mix-up for every princess. And it says, Ella spent her life dreaming about adventure, but it's hard to have an adventure when you're stuck with a step family who treats you like a servant. And she's unexpectedly wakes up in land far away. She thinks this is her, good chance, but she finds out that she's in the, castle of the beast. While you have Belle, meanwhile, has plans. Her family's trading company is on the brink of ruins. To save it, she's going to enter a royal competition, and she's expecting to win that, but then she gets unexpectedly winds up in a cellar of a wicked stepfamily who has their own plans to keep her from the competition. Things get complicated. Happily ever after couldn't feel farther away. Can Ella escape the beast clutch, and can Belle get rid of the step family in time for the competition? So, yeah, it sounds like it might be kind of a fun, like, swap or whatever. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes and what happens with it. It sounds cute. Oh, and this one comes out January 7th from Random House Books for Young Readers. So the next one I have is one that I'm actually anticipating out of this whole list, and this is the Copycat Conundrum by Lisa Yee, and it's illustrated by Dan Santat. And this is Misfits #2. I read the first one last year. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It says, when San Francisco is under strange attack like earthquakes affecting only 2 city blocks at a time, who are you going to call? An elite team of crime-fighting underdogs, that's who. The Misfits are on the case in this hilarious illustrated series, and it's about Olive, Corbin, and Zhang, and their elite team of underdogs are on top of the world. They've, after solving their first case, and so they are part of this crime fighting kind of misfits that are from a organization called Knock, which means no one can know. And their classmate Zeke starts receiving threatening notes. The misfits are stumped. Who would be targeting their friend Zeke unless he's not as he seems? And then you have the earthquakes. You got priceless art goes missing, and also, you have Zeke getting these mysterious messages, so they're going to have to figure out what's going on. And I really like the first one. It was a lot of fun, so it'll be fun to get back with the gang and see how things are going. And this one comes out January 7th as well, and it is also from Random House Books for Young Readers. Okay, so the next one I have is my first young adult of this, and it's called Mystery Royale by Caitlin I don't know, Cavalancia. I probably butchered that one. But anyway, it says that let's see. The only thing 16-year-old Mullery Prudence has left of her mother is a warning: run if the strange find you. But mysterious warnings don't pay the bills or help take care of her sick grand, and they certainly don't make her miserable after school job any more bearable. When unexpected letters start appearing in particular places, sealed in bags of dog food, hidden in refrigerators, Mullery knows that she should avoid them to heed her mother's warning, but her curiosity thinks otherwise. She uncovers an invitation from Stoutmeyer Estate to compete in a game of Mystery Royale for a chance at a sizable inheritance. And it's all I'm going to read. I don't want to spoil myself. I don't want to know anymore. But it says it's like for fans of the inheritance game meets Hotel Magnifique, and it is a fantastical mystery. And that's the part I'm not sure about because I don't know how well I will be with fantasy and mystery. But it comes out January 7th, and it's from Disney Hyperion. And so, I don't know. It could be good. I really like the cover. I think the cover is very cool. So I guess we'll see. It's not like high priority or anything like that, but it will be one that probably gets put on my Libby that I might be able to get to if I can find like the audio of it sometime. We'll see. So the next one I have is Love You to Death by Rowan Chambers, and this is a thriller, and it says her marriage seemed perfect until her memory came back. Avery feels lucky to have married such a wonderful man. Logan's been the perfect husband, helping her piece her life back together after a traumatic brain injury erased her memory. But Avery's admiration for Logan turns to concern when she recalls past moments which seem sinister and frightening. Logan insists these memories aren't real, that what she's remembering never actually happened. So why do these unsettling flashes feel so vivid? And why do they match Logan's version? And why don't they match Logan's version of their perfect life together? That's all I really need to know. It sounds kind of like an interesting thriller. Everybody knows that I'm kind of hit or miss with thrillers, but I do like to put them on here because I know a lot of people like thrillers, and I always think thrillers sound really good, but sometimes to me they're just not very thrilling. Here's something they keep doing is they keep putting perfect for fans of Frida McFadden. I think I see her like on every thriller now. There are other thriller writers besides Frida McFadden that are just as good. But yeah. Anyway, this one comes out January 12th, and it's from Incubator Books. Okay, so I know I said I only had one that I was anticipating on this list, but I forgot that I had this on here. This one I'm definitely anticipating. I've actually started it, but I haven't gotten very far into it. And it's The Incident of the Book in the Nighttime by Vicky Delaney. It's the 10th book in the Sherlock Holmes bookshop mystery series. Bookstore owner Gemma Doyle heads to London for a wedding, but when a body is found in connection with the rare book, Gemma sets out to sleuth the slaying. And so, yeah, this one has her back in London with her sister, because that's where they're originally from, and her sister and her sister's fiance. I think they're the ones getting married. Um, I can't remember his name. I know it starts with a G, but they Jim and him actually were friends at the beginning and everything, and they still are friends. But it's just funny that they were friends, and then her sister meets him, and then he moves to London. so so they're back in London for this one, and so I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything since it is the 10th book in the series. And there are some people like me out there that doesn't like to know what's going on farther down in their cozy mystery series. So I'm not going to say. But I will say that this one comes out January 14th and it is from Crooked Lane Press. Okay, so the next one we have is Eleanor and the Cold War by Ellen Yardley. And this is a brilliant 1950s Cold War historical mystery debut, a female sleuth who is also indispensable assistant to the former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. And it says New York City and Washington, D.C., 1951. Kay Thompson, secretary to Eleanor Roosevelt, is a young woman of conviction navigating the post World War II period. But can she expose the dark truths about a transatlantic murder mystery unfolding before her eyes? Previously fired for speaking out against workplace injustices, 25-year-old Kay Thompson finds her true calling once appointed to support Eleanor Roosevelt, a champion of human rights known as ER among those in her inner circle. Kay fully embraces her new role as the former First Lady's right hand, typing up daily columns and juggling the blur of political meetings, ribbon cuttings, and charitable dinners. It's not until a dead body is discovered on the train that her most compelling task comes into focus. And then from then on, we know she's going to be solving the mystery. And so this one comes out January 21st, and it's from Kensington, and it is going to be a series because it says an Eleanor Roosevelt mystery, and it is a debut, so means it's the first in a series, so I like that. And so, yeah, I'm really, really curious about this one because I do like my historical mysteries. Okay, for this next one, I have The Psychopath Next Door by Mark Edwards. It says, in this mesmerizing thriller, we have a family fresh start is just the beginning of their nightmare. So, family's fresh start and a nightmare all at the same time. Ethan Dove's family has moved to a new home and a safe community, it's exactly the fresh start they needed. Not only is his marriage to Emma hanging by a thread, but his son Dylan and 12-year-old daughter Rose deserve to have a happier childhood. After Rose is bullied by the boy across the road, Ethan is relieved when the woman who lived next door steps in. Fiona Smith has come into their lives at just the right moment, and when she offers to look after Rose during the school holidays, Ethan and Emma can't believe their luck, which is exactly what Fiona wanted. Because far from being the perfect neighbor, Fiona is the last person you should trust with your child. With a vicious plot for revenge, Fiona is happy to train Rose to be her accomplice, especially when she begins to suspect that Rose might not be as innocent as she appears. So, that one's just intriguing to me. You got the can't trust your neighbors. I'm curious about the revenge part. I think more than anything, like, why is the next door neighbor out for revenge from this family? Like, what did they do? Why did they need this fresh start to begin with? And so, yeah, this one comes out January 28th, and it's from Thomas Mercer. Okay, so the last one I have is an Insidious Inheritance by Amelia West, and this is Clara Dawson #1. And says some secrets refuse to stay buried. Upstate New York in 1933, when Clara Dawson learns of her estranged father's death, she relieved to close that chapter of her life for good. But as his only child, Clara unexpectedly inherits Howfield House, a remote inn on the edge of a small town that she didn't even know existed. Selling it could help her escape her mounting financial troubles. But first, she must confront the chilling mystery that haunts its halls. Arriving at Hollowfield, Clara is unnerved by eerie encounters that leave her questioning her sanity. A mysterious locket, an unsigned letter, and the apparition of a young woman who seems tied to the inn's dark history. As the unsettling incidents escalate, Clara begins to suspect that her father's death may not have been as straightforward as she was led to believe. Her search for answers draws her into a tangled web of the inn's haunted past, revealing a truth more sinister than she could have imagined. Someone or something is determined to keep the past buried, and they will stop at nothing to silence Clara before she uncovers the truth of Hollowfield House. So it says it's for readers who like historical fiction, romantic tension, and gothic suspense. So I'm a little interested in that one. It sounds kind of cool, and it comes out January 28th, and it's independently published, so it must be a, I don't know, self-published or indie type thing. But it sounds really cool, so hopefully I can find it somewhere. But yeah, that's all I have. Ta-da! There wasn't a whole lot. Like I said, I being very selective, I think, on what I think is worth mentioning that I think sounds kind of interesting. And I'm trying to incorporate indie published things and stuff like that as well, because I know some people are interested in that kind of thing. And also, they always have to pique my interest a little bit. Even though I'm doing this mostly for you guys, I still want to be interested in it too. Or there'd be like a ton of things on here. So, yeah. Anyway, so let me know, did I pique your interest with any of these? Do they sound really cool to you? Let me know which ones you're interested in down below in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.